Happy Friday, everybody. I want to give you some updates this Friday lunchtime on some of the things that are happening here on campus, and also an update on how Mass went last Sunday and some changes which we think will be improvements that are going to happen in this coming week. First of all, to let you know, there was plenty of space last weekend and the flow went very smoothly, and I want to thank everybody for cooperating so well. It was our first time doing this, so it was a little anxious at sometimes, but we got through it really well, and I thank everybody for their cooperation. I want to also let you know a couple of lessons that we learned. So the first is that it only takes us about 15 minutes to actually clean the church. And so because of that, we can open the church about 20 minutes after the previous Mass ended. So once the previous Mass has ended and we have cleaned the church, we will open the main doors and they will be propped open, and that's the signal for you to come in. So you can come in, say for the 10:45 Mass, as early as about 10 after 10. So I hope that will help people feel more confident about having a wider set of time to be able to come in and to sit down and prepare themselves for the liturgy. Secondly, one of the things we realized are signs in the gathering space. Obviously, we aren't allowed to have people just standing there because of the whole social distancing instructions. But we do need to clarify that parents with little toddlers and small children who need to go out for a little bit are welcome to go out into the gathering space. That's one of the reasons for not having anybody standing there, is we want to be able for those people to take their children out if they need to, but at the same time also bring them back. So please don't use the gathering space as the spot where you stay. Come on back in. We love your family and we want to have you in the liturgy with us. Finally, the way we dismissed everybody pew by pew worked very efficiently, but we realized that that was probably a little bit of overkill. So going forward, we're going to let you dismiss yourselves. We will sometimes process out. Sometimes, depending on the presider's choice, we may just stay in the sanctuary, but we will let you know if that's going to happen. And then you are free to leave. Again, remember, social distancing and wearing your face masks at that time is really important. And of course, no gathering to chat in the gathering space itself, because that would be an issue in terms of all the social distancing requirements. Our Mass last Sunday was, of course, more subdued. We noticed that both on the live stream and in person, and it will be like that for a little while. We want to get back to normalcy and to hearing your voices again, singing in church and participating even more fully very soon. But until the restrictions are lifted, this is the best way for us to do Mass right now, simply because A, it enables us to get Mass done a little quicker, because Holy Communion, the reception of Holy Communion, will take longer, and also because we need just to have that extra little bit of time to clean after the Mass. So please bear that in mind. We will come back to congregational singing and to choirs again, and we really look forward to that day. But right now, this is just a temporary situation for us. The front side of the sidewalk has now been completely poured, so there's no ramp or gravel that you will need to stand on as you come into church. It'd be much easier to get in. Please be aware that the lip of the sidewalk fades away, so it gets narrower and narrower. That will certainly help people with wheelchairs, but at the same time it is also a potential trip hazard, so please just be aware of that. The work they have done is beautiful, and it's really exciting to see things coming to fruition. As you walk into the church, you'll notice over in front of the parish offices that there's like a tray being constructed within the concrete. That tray is for the 10 Commandments and the Beatitudes monument, and for the pavers that go around it, which are the memorial bricks. So we've created a tray for them to sit in. That's why sadly that beautiful tree had to be taken out. We didn't want the roots getting in and disturbing it. Simply so that we can lay them smoothly and they won't be a trip hazard as people come in. in the future, we hope to beautify the area, perhaps even have some seating there so that people will be able to wait for cars in the spring and the summer and the fall outside. Our daily Mass continues to be at 8 o'clock, so please remember it's now at 8 a.m., not at 8:15. So that's a really important point to remember. And for the next week or so, we ask you still to use the Denison Road entrance. The reason for that is that although the concrete is now poured, it's still an active building site. So it's much easier for us to have you come in that way during the week when the workmen are on site. The easiest way to park, I know that's getting very congested out there, is to actually park in the parking lot for the park, which is just behind. There's actually a concrete walkway that connects that parking lot to our own. So you don't have to walk over the grass or mud or anything like that. It's a newly poured piece of concrete that was done after the work was completed by the city and ourselves to improve drainage from the park. On Thursday of this week, all power on site has to be turned off because they are connecting the new electricity supply, and it will probably be off all day, so the entire campus will be closed on Thursday after the 8 a.m. Mass. So as soon as people leave for Mass, everything will be locked up and there will be no access to the site because everything will be in darkness. Staff will be working off site again because that's just the way we're going to have to do it for that particular day. I'm glad to tell you that baptisms are now starting to happen, which is really good to see. Again, our baptism schedule has had to change because of COVID-19. And so now baptisms are being done individually at 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock on Saturday, and the same again on Sunday. So there are 4 slots for individual families. Again, we have to ask you to be careful of how many people you invite. The restriction of 10 people is not necessary anymore because we can spread you out in the church. But having said that, it is an issue for us in terms of making sure everything is cleaned afterwards. So we want to keep you to a small selection of pews. So please just bear that in mind. Our videos like this one today will now start to be scaled back. You'll have no message from me on Sunday morning because I'll be preaching. And I just wanted to let you know that too, so that you know that we don't want to inundate you with all these videos. We just want them to be regular, informative, and something that you look forward to. And sometimes we hope that they'll be really funny too. As we return, we want to be able to get hold of you if something sudden happens or there's an emergency or everything starts to close down again. So next week, we are going to test the texting facility in Flock Notes. You'll receive an introductory Flock Note text. You'll be able then to go from there and either decide to not have text delivered to your phone or to continue to set up your account. I want to advise you of 2 things. First, setting up your account is very easy. You can tell it's 12 noon in the background. Setting up your account is very easy. You are totally in control of what you subscribe to, both by email and by texting service, and also there's a home phone option as well. And we really would like to be able to send you texts at least for the next few months until everything calms down and we're getting back to normal. We just don't know what might suddenly happen, and obviously sending you a text is much faster than sending you an email. So we do want to have that opportunity if possible. We promise you we will be very intentional in our use of that, and we will not make it like a weekly or even daily thing, because we know that for a lot of people that affects their texting plan on their telephone plan. So with that in mind, and with the bells ringing in the background, I want to wish you a very blessed and holy day. I'm going to sign off now so that I can finish this on YouTube and then post it to Facebook, Flock Notes, and YouTube accurately, and then we'll see you Sunday. God bless everybody. Have a wonderful day.